If you've ever lived with a Shih Tzu dog, you are probably an expert, and these facts are not new to you. If, on the other hand, you are considering adding a dog to your household and are contemplating a Shih Tzu, you will find that this information may help you understand the breed and equip you with the knowledge to make an informed decision on whether the Shih Tzu is the right breed for you. Today, we will tell you 10 newly discovered facts about the Shih Tzu. Number 10. They are an ancient breed. The Shih Tzu can be traced back more than 1,000 years. Plus, the breed's ancestry goes back even further. Although many people think the Shih Tzu came from China, they actually came from Tibet. Similar to the Lhasa Apso and Pug, Shih Tzu were highly regarded dogs and were often given as gifts. The Shih Tzu was probably given as a gift to Chinese royalty. It's believed that the Chinese ended up breeding them with pugs, Pekingese, or Lhasa Apso to create our modern-day Shih Tzu. Shih Tzu was bred for centuries to be a companion dog. They can't hunt, can't guard, can't protect farm animals, and can't flush out vermin. They can just be your friend. Number 9. They lived in the lap of luxury. From ancient times, the main job of the breed was to guard palaces and monasteries in ancient China, and of course, keep everyone happy. They served as foot warmers, hand warmers, lap warmers, and bed companions. During the early 20th century, Shih Tzu was gifted to royalties and emperors. These dogs served as royal lap warmers, lived in palaces, were carried in robes, and lived a pampered life. Much conjecture surrounds the origin of the Shih Tzu, with some attributing its early existence to the mountains of Tibet, where it was supposedly bred to Tibetan llamas, and others suggesting it emerged in China in 800 BC. The Shih Tzu was primarily utilized as a watchdog and companion to Chinese royals, and was often gifted to distinguished guests and visiting aristocrats. It was thanks to this that the Shih Tzu was not made extinct following the end of China's imperial rule, first imported to England in the 1930s and recognized officially by the American Kennel Club in 1969. Number 8. Shih Tzu means little lion. Where does little lion come from? Well, people assume that it probably has to do with the Tibetan Buddhist god of learning. According to legend, the Buddha Manjusri, the god of learning, traveled with a small lion dog that would transform into a full-sized lion and carry him on his back. The Mandarin phrase Shih Tzu translates to little lion. The Shih Tzu was likely given this name because of its association with the Tibetan Buddhist god of learning, who, according to legend, traveled with a small lion dog that could transform into a full-size lion. Number 7. You may also hear them called chrysanthemum-faced dogs. Shih Tzus are also called chrysanthemum-faced dogs. Why? Because the hair on their sweet little faces tends to grow in every direction, which can resemble a chrysanthemum flower. Shih Tzu owners, who keep their dogs clipped short, know all too well that not much time goes by before a Shih Tzu's hair grows up from her snout and in front of her eyes. Number 6. They almost became extinct. It's true. These toy dogs were almost wiped out during the Chinese Communist Revolution. When China underwent its Communist Revolution, the Shih Tzu breed all but disappeared. This may not have actually been caused by communism. A contributing factor was the 1908 death of the Dowager Empress Cixi. She was well known for supervising a world-renowned breeding program of Shih Tzu, Pugs, and Pekingese. Sadly, the breeding program fell apart when she died. Fortunately, 14 dogs, 7 males and 7 females, were able to rebuild the Shih Tzu breed, which means that every Shih Tzu alive right now can be traced back to those 14 dogs. Because their numbers dwindled down to almost nothing during the first half of the 20th century, every Shih Tzu alive today can be traced to one of those 14 dogs, 7 males and 7 females, that were used to rebuild the breed. Number 5. the military brought them to the United States. After Shih Tzus were imported to England from China, the English exported them to other countries in Europe. American soldiers stationed in European countries took Shih Tzus back to the United States with them in the late 1940s and 1950s. Starting in 1930, the first Shih Tzu was imported into Europe. They were initially classified as Opsos, but then later categorized as Shih Tzus in 1935. After World War II, American soldiers who were stationed in European countries took Shih Tzus back with them when they returned to the United States in the late 1940s and 50s. The sweet dogs quickly grew in popularity with Americans, and they were admitted to the American Kennel Club in 1969. Since the Shih Tzu is one of the most popular dog breeds, it's no surprise that many stars have owned them. Celebrities owners of Shih Tzus include Nicole Richie, Mariah Carey, Beyoncé, Colin Farrell, Bill Gates, and even Queen Elizabeth II. Number 4. Their coats come in many colors. The Shih Tzu coat can come in a variety of different colors, including black, white, brown, brindle, liver, gold, and blue. A Shih Tzu with long hair requires daily brushing and a lot of maintenance. For less maintenance, many owners have their dogs clipped into a puppy cut. According to the American Kennel Club, the hair on the top of their head should be tied up into a top knot or trimmed short to protect the eyes from being irritated. The Shih Tzu has a thick double coat that consists of harder outer coat and softer inner coat. Puppies are born with a single coat, and their adult coat begins to grow after about 7 months. Not all Shih Tzu's coats are the same though. Some are straighter, some have some waves, but none should be curly. Also worth noting is that some have very cottony, soft coats that mat easily, and others have outer coats that are thicker and straighter. Each type of coat presents its own challenges when it comes to grooming. Shih Tzu dogs need much brushing and grooming to keep their coats looking good. Daily brushing is ideal, but coats that go more than a few days without grooming begin to mat. Most Shih Tzu owners adopt the professional groomers that make daily maintenance much easier. Some, though, enjoy the challenge of keeping their Tzu in a long show coat. What's your preference? Number 3. Shih Tzu requires minimal exercise. These adorable small dogs were bred to spend a majority of their days as a companion inside royal palaces, so they don't require a lot of exercise. Short daily walks and some playtime with their owner are usually enough to meet their activity needs. For this reason, they are a great pet choice for apartment dwellers. Given the long flowing coat of Shih Tzu show dogs, they tend to think of this breed as more glamorous than sporty. But underneath that gorgeous coat is a muscular body that can perform well in agility. Number 2. They can't tolerate hot weather. Shih Tzus do best in cooler climates. They do not do well in hot climates and are prone to heat stroke. Shih Tzu dogs love snow and could play for hours in it if you let them. It doesn't mean that if you live in a warm climate, you should not own a Shih Tzu. It just means that you may want to take some precautions. Shih Tzus can't tolerate heat well due to their flat faces and heavy double coats. They are a brachycephalic dog breed, which means they are flat-faced and shorter-nosed. This can lead to respiratory distress in some dogs and make it more difficult to breathe during exercise, stress, or in the heat. Because of this, it's best to keep Shih Tzus in an air-conditioned area during the summer. Number 1. They are a generally healthy breed. Shih Tzus are generally healthy dogs that live an average of 10 to 18 years. Some health issues that they are prone to include hip dysplasia, dental problems, renal dysplasia, patella luxation, and retinal detachment. It's important to remember that it's difficult to predict when or if your pet will become injured or sick. Pet insurance can help by offsetting the cost of vet bills if your dog has health problems. They are considered a brachycephalic breed. This means they are prone to breathing problems. Some Shih Tzu dogs snore. Some dogs have other respiratory problems that are associated with brachycephalic syndrome. Do let us know in the comment if you own Shih Tzu or want to own one. Please subscribe to The Amazing Dogs. Thanks for watching.